in Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four a few years ago on Monster Island. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and the Incredible Hulk, as well as the Fantastic Four, are face down with the Mole Man. But a few Skrulls stand behind the heroes ready to meet the Mole Man. Apparently some Skrulls had wreaked havoc in the Mole Man's underground kingdom, with the main threat being a Skrull named Delilah. But now she's under the control of Ghost Rider's Pen and Stare, and the Skrull's big-ass robot, deemed the Technotroid, is now under the control of the Mole Man. Sue Storm explains the Skrulls are no longer a threat, and now that they have been defeated and you have their robot, Sue Storm explains we can all go our separate ways, or we could get into some gangster shit. The Mole Man agrees to let the heroes go, but he warns them never to violate his kingdom again. As Delilah sits inside the ship as two Skrulls get ready to transport her back to her planet, a mysterious hooded figure uses sorcery to free Delilah from the Pen and Stare. Delilah then proceeds to kill the pilot and the co-pilot. She then goes outside to confront the heroes. Delilah uses her sorcery to enthrall several of the male heroes. Luckily, Spider-Man avoids it with his spider sense, while the ladies are not susceptible to Delilah's sorcery. But Wolverine, the Thing, the Incredible Hulk, Johnny Storm, and Mr. Fantastic fall under Delilah's spell as they proceed to try to kill the rest of the heroes. Now Sue Storm encases herself in a barrier as they're trying to come up with a plan. Meanwhile, Johnny Storm is going at it with Ghost Rider, while She-Thing attempts to hold off the Thing and the Incredible Hulk. Sue Storm encases Spider-Man inside her barrier as the two of them need to come up with a plan of attack. Spider-Man comes up with something, but he needs to test it out first. Spider-Man leaves the barrier while webbing up Wolverine's face and the Incredible Hulk. She-Thing tells Spider-Man that's not going to stop them for long, but Spider-Man apologizes to the Thing in advance for what he's about to do. Spider-Man kisses She-Thing, and as the Thing sees these two kissing, it works wonders in breaking Delilah's spell. Now the Thing attempts to smash Spider-Man, but luckily Spider-Man gets the Thing to fight the Incredible Hulk and keep him busy. Spider-Man then moves on to Sue Storm. As Spider-Man apologizes, Sue tells Spider-Man to stop apologizing and just kiss her. Spider-Man and Sue share an awkward kiss, and this snaps Mr. Fantastic and Johnny Storm out of Delilah's spell. Now Johnny Storm is like, what the fuck? But Mr. Fantastic tells him to calm down as they were just trying to shock him into their right minds. But as Wolverine is still on the rampage, he's liable to kill somebody. But with Johnny Storm back, Ghost Rider focuses on Wolverine using his Pen and Stare to snap him back to reality. But as Wolverine comes back, She-Thing and the Thing are still trying to hold off the Incredible Hulk. She-Thing and the Thing ram the Hulk into the Skrull ship, and Delilah goes over to intervene as she does not want them to break the ship. But as the Hulk snaps back to reality, Delilah finds herself surrounded. She finally accepts her defeat and surrenders. The Skrulls state they'll keep Delilah in a more secure containment facility, while Spider-Man apologizes to the Thing for kissing his girl. Meanwhile, Wolverine and the boys are leaving to go get some beers. But before Spider-Man leaves, he goes over to Sue Storm to apologize once again. But they both laugh and joke about how awkward the kiss was. Spider-Man apologizes for hitting on Sue Storm that one time to make Johnny Storm jealous. But as Spider-Man asks Sue if he could hit on her in the future just to irritate the Human Torch, deep underground, we see the Mole Man as he watches from below. He was hoping they'd all kill each other, but unfortunately they didn't. Nevertheless, he takes solace in this big-ass robot he obtained from the whole endeavor. But elsewhere, we see a hooded figure as he's monologuing. Apparently, he obtained a sample of that Technotroid, and this will serve him well in his total subjugation of the Fantastic Four. To be continued.